Welcome back to Global 19. Today, we're diving straight into an incredible explainer. Picture this. You're in the deep, dark blue ocean waters. Your diver's flashlight cuts through the absolute gloom, and suddenly it reveals a massive, perfectly carved stone structure right there in the depths, complete with 90-degree angles, massive steps, and flat terraces. It's totally eerie, like something pulled straight out of a deep-sea thriller. Well, this actually happened in 1986. Deep beneath the treacherous waters off Japan's Yonaguni Island, a diver who was just looking for hammerhead sharks accidentally stumbled upon a massive underwater stone monument that, frankly, should not exist. It's an anomaly that defies basically everything we thought we knew about history and geology. And that brings us to the terrifying question at the heart of our analysis today on Global 19, where we are diving deep to unlock a forbidden truth. Is the Yonaguni Monument just a natural freak of nature? Is it the remnants of a lost advanced empire completely erased by history? Or maybe a riddle left behind by an ancient world? Let's figure it out.
Part 1, an impossible underwater geometry and the discovery scene.
As you can see, we're looking at a massive structure featuring razor-sharp corners, perfectly flat terraces, and giant stone steps that look like they were designed for literal giants. Divers have even mapped out perfectly straight channels carved directly into the rock, and get this, a massive feature that looks exactly like a human face in profile. Put all that together and it looks exactly like a ruined step pyramid carved right into the bedrock. But the real kicker, the absolutely crucial anomaly here, is that 90-degree geometry. We have to ask ourselves, how could Mother Nature possibly carve perfect right angles and perfectly straight lines without any human intervention? Usually the ocean is the ultimate smoother, right? Over time, it wears jagged rock down into rounded curves and gentle slopes. So finding pristine, sharp angles underwater is just entirely perplexing.
Which leads us nicely into part 2, the great scientific debate between two fierce theories.
When experts look at this monument, they literally see two completely different realities. It's fascinating because it pits this profound, almost romantic idea of an ancient lost civilization against the raw, terrifying physics of nature. On one side, we have Professor Masaaki Kimura, who sees a 10,000-year-old man-made pyramid. And on the other, geologist Robert Schoch, who sees a purely natural sandstone formation caused by wave erosion. Let's break both of these down impartially. On the natural side of the debate, Robert Schoch argues heavily in favor of geology. He asserts that intense wave erosion and violent tectonic activity naturally sheared this sandstone into these unbelievable geometric shapes over millennia. His argument basically relies on the fact that sandstone naturally breaks along straight fault lines and bedding planes. Combine those natural fault lines with thousands of years of powerful ocean currents and earthquakes, and Schoch suggests the Earth itself can basically create these geometric wonders that just happen to mimic human architecture. But on the exact opposite side, we have Professor Masaaki Kimura. After conducting extensive diving surveys of the site himself, he claims this is undeniable proof of a lost civilization. Professor Kimura argues that the sheer concentration of all these features in one specific area, the steps, the channels, the terraces, it's mathematically and geologically improbable for it to be natural. He insists that this structure was intentionally built, functioning as a pyramid thousands of years ago, long before the ocean swallowed it whole. All right, moving into part 3, the dark and lost world, and the terrifying implications if Kimura is right. These jaw-dropping architectural claims instantly draw connections to the legendary lost continent of Mu. Now, if you aren't familiar, Mu is basically the Pacific Ocean's version of Atlantis. The idea that the Yonaguni Monument could be a surviving relic of this lost continent anchors our whole debate in an ancient, dark world of forgotten empires. It suggests that a sprawling, highly advanced society existed right where the open Pacific Ocean currently rolls. And just look at the temporal scale we are dealing with here. If this structure is indeed a 10,000-year-old man-made creation, it existed long before the Egyptian pyramids were built. Actually, scratch that. It existed before the Ice Age even ended. Mainstream history tells us humans 10,000 years ago were simple hunter-gatherers. Definitely not master stonemasons building massive monolithic pyramids. So the terrifying thought you should take away from all this is that if ancient human hands actually carved those terraces and cut those channels, our entire accepted timeline of ancient technology and human development is a total illusion. It would mean humanity possessed advanced architectural capabilities millennia earlier than we currently believe, and somehow, all that knowledge and that entire civilization was violently erased from the historical record by rising tides. So, what's the actual truth of Yonaguni? Whether it's a flawless, one-in-a-billion freak of tectonic nature, or the ultimate submerged proof of a lost ancient world, the monument remains a spectacular mystery. Geologists might claim it's just a natural rock formation, but how can nature carve perfect right angles and straight lines? It forces us to confront just how little we truly know about our own planet. And ultimately, it leaves us with one incredibly haunting question. If something this massive was hiding just off the coast of Japan until 1986, what other history-shattering secrets are waiting down there in the deep, dark waters of our oceans?